Okay, so good morning students. Today we will discuss about the chapter from biology, means chapter from zoology. The chapter name is reproduction in lower and higher animals. So let we start. What is reproduction? Okay, now we crack the words reproduction. Reproduction means re means again and again production. It is simply known as the reproduction. Means the dog reproduce their puppies, the cat reproduce their kittens. Same, our grandparents reproduce our parents, and our parents reproduce us. That is the reproduction. So we can define it. We can define it the formation of new life, or it is the biological process. It is the biological process in which formation of new life from their pre-existing similar one. Why we write there pre-existing similar one? Means the dog reproduce their babies, cat reproduce their babies. Okay na? So it is a biological process in which formation of new life from their pre-existing similar one is known as the reproduction. There are two methods of the reproduction in animals. First one is the asexual reproduction and second one is the sexual reproduction. Means in animals they reproduce by two methods, asexual method and sexual method. Okay, asexual method in which means the reproduction is carried out asexually. Asexually means absence of sex. Means there is both sexes are not involved. Only single parent is involved in the asexual method, but in the sexual method there is both parents are involved. Again, in the asexual method there is no formation of gametes, but in the sexual method there is the formation of gametes, or we can say that the production of gametes takes place in the sexual method. No formation of gametes. Here the formation of gametes. Again, in asexual reproduction, there is absence of fertilization. Absence of fertilization means there is no fusion of male and female gamete. But in sexual reproduction, there is the fusion of male and female gamete. No fusion of male and female gamete. Here the fusion of male and female gamete. Okay, so in asexual reproduction there is no fusion of male and female gamete, means there is no formation of diploid zygote. And in sexual reproduction, there is the fusion of male and female gamete, means there is the formation of diploid zygote. So we can say that in asexual method, no zygote formation. Here the zygote formation. Here zygote formation. Again, in the asexual method, the progeny is genetically similar by their parents. Means it is genetically similar to their parents. But in sexual method, the progeny is genetically dissimilar from their parents. Means the progeny or offspring is not genetically similar. These are the difference between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. The last example of asexual reproduction is lower animals. The lower animals are sponges and hydra carried out or reproduced by asexually, but higher animals like cattle, dog and human, they reproduce by sexually. So example of asexual reproduction is hydra or sponges. Means lower animals are the examples of asexual method, and in sexual method there is higher animals, humans or cattle. Now from your syllabus there is deducted portion asexual reproduction. So now we start sexual reproduction. Directly we start the sexual reproduction. From your syllabus, asexual reproduction is deducted. Okay, so in sexual reproduction there is formation and fusion of male gamete takes place. Okay, now we discussed that the formation of gametes and fusion of gametes takes place. Means the sexual reproduction is carried out in animals. There are the formation of we can say that formation of new offspring by sexually and with formation and fusion. With formation and fusion of male and female gamete. Male and female gamete. In sexually reproducing animals, there is they carried out two phases. First one is juvenile phase and second one is the reproductive or maturity reproductive phase. In the sexual reproducing animals, two phases. It involves two phases. First one is the juvenile phase. First one is the juvenile phase. Juvenile phase is known as growth phase, and it starts from the birth of organism till the puberty, means it is the growth phase. And in the juvenile phase, the animals cannot reproduce sexually in this phase. It is the growth phase. The second phase of sexually reproducing animals is mature reproductive phase. Mature reproductive phase. This mature reproductive phase is carried out after the juvenile phase. In this phase, means in this mature reproductive phase, in which reproductive organs are developed and active, means the activity of reproductive organs or sex organs is start in the reproductive phase at the age of puberty. Again, the there are two phases, juvenile phase and mature reproductive phase. These two phases are carried out in the sexual reproducing animals. Again, there is three events are included in the sexual reproducing animals. First one is pre-fertilization, second one is fertilization, and third one is the post-fertilization. First one is pre-fertilization. Second, fertilization, and third one is post-fertilization. So, in pre-fertilization process, there is gametogenesis, means the production and development of gametes takes place in the pre-fertilization process. Again, transfer of gametes takes place in this event. Second is the fertilization. Fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes. Third one is the post-fertilization event, in which embryogenesis takes place and the gestation is also takes place, means embryogenesis or the formation of embryo is carried out in the third event, that is the post-fertilization event. After that, the events in sexually reproducing animals, there is two types of breeders, in which first one is the seasonal breeder, second one is the continuous breeder. Seasonal breeder and second one is continuous breeder. So, in seasonal breeders, the examples or the animals are included are seasonal breeders, they are cattle, dog, cat. And in the continuous breeder, the animals are human humans are reproduced throughout the year, that is the continuous breeder, and the animals like cattle, dog are seasonal breeders. Now we start human reproduction. This is the just introduction of reproduction. Now human reproduction. Human reproduction. Human are dioecious animal, means the both sexes are separate in the human, male sex and female sex, and they show again the sexual dimorphism, means the externally female and male are dissimilar or separate from the each other. In the human reproduction there is formation of male gamete and female gametes, means the formation of male gamete is sperm or spermatozoa, and in female gamete is egg or ovum, egg or ovum. Okay, so male gamete, that is the sperm or spermatozoa, is formed and developed into the male primary sex organ, that is gonad. Primary sex organ is also known as gonads. So, testis is the male gonad or primary sex organ in which male gamete is formed, that is the sperm or spermatozoa. Ovary is the female gonad, or it is the primary sex organ in the female in which female gamete is developed and produced, that is the egg or ovum. These are the primary sex organs of the male and female respectively. Along with the primary sex organs, there are the secondary sexual characters also seen in the male and female. These secondary characters are along with the primary sex organs, there are secondary characters are seen in male and female. So, in male, there is development of beard or mustache, again muscular body, hair growth on chest, and the last one is enlarged larynx. Enlarged larynx, it is also known as Adam's apple. Development of Adam's apple in the male. In female, there are secondary characters are broader pelvis, again developing breast, the high pitched voice. It is the secondary characters of male and female. High pitched voice. These are the secondary characters of male and female which are seen at the age of puberty, and these are the primary reproductive organs or primary sex organs are testes and ovary, which produce and develop the male gamete and female gamete respectively. Those are sperm means spermatozoa and egg or ovum.